Hey guys, welcome to the Four Post Bed. Just me and Romeo, as per. So I've been playing around with AI and I've been playing around with all my podcasts and experimenting with niching down, which if you listen to me warbling on, which I doubt many people do, to be honest, the advice if you're looking to do anything that relies on hits on the internet, you need to niche down, which means focus on your subject. So I've been trying to niche down. It's really, really hard, actually. Now, this podcast is an indulgence, I would say. It's for stuff I like and all about myself as a writer. So it's, bigging up my work, really, but also sharing stories I like. However, I do need to niche down a bit. So I set up a new podcast called Crime, For the Love of Crime. And that's just going to feature all the crime books. So I won't be putting any crime stories on here in the future. We'll pin it down. I think I'm going to go for sort of more academic literature, slightly highfalutin, I suppose, kind of, recordings for here, but they're all in the public domain. My books are not in the public domain, obviously, but it's all about getting traction and getting people to come and listen. Anyway, so I've got a new podcast, and so now we've got 5 now. Can you believe it? I have 5 podcasts. So one is Toddle Poddle, and Toddle Poddle is finally starting to do quite well. And what I've been doing today, or every day, is writing stories using my AI and using a robot to read the stories. I think AI is great for kids' stuff. It seems to be working. It's very innocent, AI. It doesn't stretch human imagination into the darkness. So I don't think it's good for crime. I am going to try one in a minute. So look, guys, I'm going to have a coffee and I'm going to write a crime novel. I'm not going to write it. I'm going to tell my AI to write a crime novel. Copilot, that's what I use. It's free, everyone can use it. And then I'm going to get another robot to read it and I'll record it live. You do have to sort of stand there with the microphone. It's a bit boring. But, so I can't have everything with AI. So we'll see how we do that. So I've got Toddle Poddle. I've got the art of the love of crime, not the art of crime, the love of crime. I've got this one, Sana de la Mare, FRSA. I've got the I Serverland show and Toddle Poddle. I think that was them all. And Toddle Poddle's doing very well at the moment after years of not really doing anything. So I'm being a little bit more conscientious about uploading every day, doing something nice every day. We're on YouTube as well, which is you. I mean, whose ads do you want? Do you want my ad? Do you want the ads from Spreaker or the ads from YouTube? You're going to get ads, aren't you? Either way, I think you're going to get ads. I don't know. Do you get ads on YouTube podcasts? Maybe you don't. I have no idea. I couldn't tell you. But I don't get paid. I don't get any money for those anyway. So, it's a bit of a labour of love, all this. But I want to be a sort of go-to place. The other for literature lovers, I should add. The other thing I'm doing is writing little introductions on the first episode of each new book. So just find out a bit about them. So for researchers, it's really good. For teachers, which, I've always been into teaching. As you know, I've been a music teacher. And it's nice to have a resource that you can go to and just, press a few buttons and think, oh, this is quite good. Maybe I can do that in class today. AI is taking over the classroom. It's not taking over management. It's not taking over writing the exam papers, not doing that yet, but it's taking over research. And when I talk about research, I don't mean doing the research, I mean finding the research that's already been done. AI can't fill gaps. It doesn't know how to fill gaps. Humans need to fill the gaps in it with AI. That's the crux of the matter. And the sooner we learn this, the better, actually. So yeah, I've been playing around with my AI and I'm a little bit invigorated because I've realised that AI can't do loads of the stuff that I do. Like, write weirdly. David Bowie would never have been replaced by AI. But Kylie Minogue, I'm sorry, she might be. Because, all these pop people, do the locomotion. It's so simplistic with repetitive nursery rhyme-like tune and, chords, progressions, that anyone can do it. And I noticed in my last 2 tracks or 3 tracks, I've started looking at progressions and trying to be more progression-led. And today I just thought, why am I doing that? The whole beauty of my early stuff actually is because I didn't know what I was doing. And it was much more interesting, much more. I mean, I knew what I wanted, but I didn't understand the rules of songwriting, popular songwriting. Now I understand the rules and I realise I need to reject them again because they're boring. And I think stories will do the same, apart from middle, beginning, end. But, humans want change all the time. We're beasts of adventure and excitement. And AI is definitely none of those things. Ever. I did another podcast a while ago on iServerland show in more detail. If you want to go and have a listen, discover what I was going on about. It's quite interesting, I thought. We learn. I learn in the mornings, guys. I don't know about you, but when I get up in the morning and I go and do my oats and yoghurt, and I come and sit down with my coffee, and then I look around. I always look around on the internet at how, all my blogs and the podcasts are doing, how my YouTube's doing. Generally speaking, I'm always disappointed. But I always afterwards think, right, okay, I need to up my game. And I do that every single day. Because, the last thing any of us need is to become anything like predictable. I mean, that would be just hell on earth, would it not? I mean, who wants predictability? I mean, businesses want it. That's who want it. Businesses like to understand their audience or understand their client, understand the retail market. But thankfully, thank God for fashion and fickle human beings. Thank God for trends. Thank God for rebels, Thank God for people who say, no, fuck that, I'm not going to do that. That's really boring. I want something different. I mean, let's be a bit more punk rock about things, I believe. So I'm feeling quite punk rock today. I mean, you can't take the punk rock out of the granny. And us grannies who are in my age bracket, I'm 61, and we're all the old punks are about my age. Some a bit older. Some, 65, 70, even early, very early. I mean, that would have been groundbreaking. It was 10 years earlier. Probably the New York scene, maybe. But, most ex-punks are in the early 60s, mid-60s now. Probably mid-60s more, really. Because I came to it quite late. I went to an all-girls school, but I remember seeing the Sex Pistols in the paper. So one of the girls on the school bus had The Sun, which we'd never read. And I'm not sure where she got it from, but we were reading it as if it was a dirty magazine. Well, it is, isn't it? The Sun is definitely a dirty mag. In those days, we had page 3, of course. And it was so sexist, the whole thing from cover to cover. Anyway, the title, well, one of the pages, the headline was something about the Sex Pistols. And I was looking over her shoulders. I thought, oh, sex, a band with sex in the title. I just thought, no, that can't be. I would have been 14, a 14-year-old virgin at the time. And I could not believe what I was reading. I mean, I didn't read it anymore. I just saw pictures. But I was, maybe I was 15, I don't know. But I was instantly drawn. Instantly. Sid Vicious was just the master of rebellion. And I felt my hairs stand up on end. They really did. And then when I left and went to sixth form college, where I was sort of free to, have access to these things, more of these things, because my parents always read the Telegraph and the Times, and my dad did the chess bit at the back. I mean, how dull were they? Dull parents. Of course they were dull. You're supposed to think your parents are dull as dishwater. And my children have never appreciated anything that I've ever done as groundbreaking or interesting. I've just been an endless embarrassment to them. And this is the rule of law, the law of growing up. That's absolutely what you think. And you don't believe that they have any influence over you. Of course, when you get to be, a grandma yourself, you realise you've just turned into your bloody parents, or, maybe it even happens a bit younger, because who brought you up is what you are going to be. And, of course, a bit of genetic engineering. I'm not going to dispute that. There's a lot of that in there. So, anyway, I feel invigorated. Absolutely invigorated today, not least because Toddle Poddle's doing so nicely and finally getting a little bit of traction, but also because I've realised that AI cannot compete with me. And the more I grow as an artiste, a musical artiste, the better I get at my musicality and my musicianship, including my vocal, which, has never been very good, but it's really improved. And I'm understanding what to do with my throat and all of these other things, these interesting things. And the better I get at it, the more I realise I've got to offer. And as a writer as well, we've got 8 publications. Well, I've got about 12 up now altogether, but there are 8 episodes of Immersion. And you start to think after a bit, I'm actually quite good at this now. And AI can't compete with it. AI has not written a single episode of the Book of Immersion. Don't get me wrong, when I first envisaged it, or envisioned, both, I guess, I went to AI because I wanted to create a role-play book, and I tried to get Jasper AI to help me, and it was appalling, absolutely appalling. It couldn't do it, so I had to write it myself, and so I'm here today feeling, like I've contributed something exciting. And I think that's what writers need to remember, that, they contribute greatly with this wonderful mind that they have. If you can write it, if you can imagine it and then write it down, even if you're shit at it, even if you're really crap at it, you're terrible, and you can barely write, and all of these things, you tweak. I mean, I started 2.5 years ago or something, and I'm still tweaking, and every day there's more bloody tweaking. It's never-ending bloody tweaking. But you find after 2.5 years of writing that your craft is becoming better, more finely tuned. You know what you're doing. And you find formulae, you reject them. Yeah? I think it's really important to have a formula, something that you understand. So, the formula changes and develops, but you don't stick to it. Your formula should be loose. Your formula should be a loose skeleton, not the product. This is the problem with AI. The formula is the product. And that therein lies the problem. The formula should be just a little exoskeleton or something like that, just not really something that rules you. There as a reminder. Yeah, that's my tip for the day. Anyway, I've got some great stories coming up today. I'm going to go and do them now, and I'll see what I come up with on the old crime. So yeah, a new podcast. I keep wanting to say The Art of Crime. Perhaps I'll do another one called The Art of Crime, but no, it's called For the Love of Crime, or The Love of Crime, or Love of Crime. I can't bloody remember. Oh my God, I'm exhausted, and it's early yet. It's not even 11 a.m, guys.